Welcome back to another Straight Talk with All Pest Solutions. I'm Wendell Daniel, founder and CEO of All Pest Solutions. And joining me again today is Lana Carroll, one of my office administrative. And today we're going to take a little different approach. So, you know, when you're a consumer and you're picking a service company, you know, what are the things that help you make that choice? You know, when you talk about All Pest Solutions, and, you know, we have two slogans: got Pest, call the best, and come experience the ultimate in value, integrity, and trust. And what does that really encompass? You know, Lana, I feel like on the service side, we got that on lockdown.
For sure.
You know, I know it's words and talk is cheap, but, you know, and we have customers that come to us every day and they've been with the big companies and come over to us, and then we provide a service. You know, I can think of the one just most recently that Jeff just did, and the customer just raved and raved, sent multiple reviews like she just could not fathom the difference. This company, you know, and I won't mention any names, had been out battling a problem of hers for 6 months, never got controlled. Jeff went one time, problem solved. She was just mind boggled. But I feel like the consumer probably bases, you know, making a buying decision, especially when it comes to a service company, a lot on price, maybe a relationship. But, you know, as a company, we're always looking to go to that next level, to make that experience from a consumer to be above and beyond and exceed their expectations. And one of the things that we most recently done is we changed and made a software change. And we did that for multiple reasons. One, obviously, was to take us into the 21st century, take us paperless. But more than anything else, it was putting the customer first in making that ultimate experience. And so I guess what I'm really trying to prove on this podcast today is that we have thought of all the things that maybe the consumer didn't think about that really find value in when they do business with us. And I just wanted to kind of go through it. Brought Lana along today because, you know, obviously I have 3 office staff. Lana's one of those. She's been on the podcast with us before. You know, we've even had a whole podcast where we talked about, there again, being different than our competitors with a licensed technician in the office. That's Lana. But my 3 pillars in there is the ones that drive this boat. And I just brought her along today to talk about really our new field routes and what it means to the consumer from the other end.
Yeah, I think it was definitely kind of a behind-the-scenes improvement that a lot of customers wouldn't even realize that we were doing. But we're constantly looking for ways to improve our service. And I feel like technology-wise, it was one of those areas that had been left behind for a little while. We were using a personal-built software.
Yeah, we had a proprietary system, and it was okay. But what we have found with this one is that, and there again, I don't know that the customer would even think that, hey, I'm going to pick this company because they have a really good portal. I mean, maybe that might have even been a thought process of a customer, but our customers are telling us they really like that piece.
Yeah, definitely. It allows you to create a customer portal, which was something that we didn't have before. So you can definitely see when you log into that, it gives you the ability to check out all of your appointment history. You can see all of your product usage. Your tech can put notes on your appointments, when your next appointments are. Very, very user-friendly. And that's something that we lacked before.
You know, there again, now that we've gone to that, you know, even when I do service at my own home, or say the ranch, you know, I get my own notification of my own service being done at my own home, and that's pretty cool. You know, I get that. Sure. I get that notification, and then I have the ability to go in and, if I was making a payment on my own service, I could make a payment. But the cool thing about it is I can see the service history, I can see the notes, I can. You know, there's just so much there that the customer can see their history, they can see their notes, they can make a payment. That's the great one.
And product usage is one of those that customers don't think about as much unless that time when you need it. You know, that time when you're like, well, what are they putting on my house? You don't have to call us. We don't have to resend it to you. You can jump on your portal, click on that appointment, and it tells you exactly what was used, how much was used,
how it was applied.
Which legally we have to send to you anyway. But it's right there at your fingertips.
Yep. You know, it's just such an interactive tool that I feel like the consumer didn't even see coming, that they find value in. There again, I think many times, like I said, it may be price or, hey, I just want a good quality service in the field. We got those covered.
Yeah.
But this, man, they go, man, you know, I can see what you did. I can make a payment. I can see when the next service is.
Right. And well, speaking of making payments and billing, on our next slide there, you can see it gives you the availability, which I had to mark out my own credit card number here. So sorry for anybody that wanted to see that information. But you can see that you can keep cards on file. You can use multiple different cards if you need to alternate, you know, between getting points on one and then using another. You have your wallet area where you can do that. But just gives you a lot more flexibility in the billing realm that we didn't have before. We have gotten some comments too from customers that it ties in a lot better with their banks as far as doing bank drafts or those automatic electronic checks.
Yeah, you know, and like I said, this is that, you know, Lana and her and Sam are an actual customer at their own personal home. So this is her portal, you know, where she has her service history, her payment options, so forth and so on.
Yep. And on the next one, you'll actually see, again, my portal, which you didn't get Jeff's lovely picture up here. Jeff is my technician as well, actually. But you can actually send your tech pictures and documents. So if you're seeing something weird at your house, you're like, I have no idea what this is. What is this bug? It's weird. It's freaking me out. You can take a picture. You can upload it to your portal. Jeff can take a look at it and immediately tell you what it is, what's going on, instead of having to wait for the availability of us to be able to come out to your house. So that was a really cool benefit. I uploaded a few things to Jeff, just messing with him, but
Absolutely. Yeah, another one I think I guess maybe the next one is that, you know, I mean, we deal with a lot of landlords. We deal with a lot of property management companies. You know, you can have multiple properties with multiple pages.
Yeah, especially quite a few of our restaurant chains or school districts, things like that. It does have the availability to link. So any of our customers, if you do have rental properties, you can log into one portal and be able to manage all of your properties from that one spot. You don't have to worry about different logins, different passwords. I know how frustrating that can be. So being able to do that from the little properties tab up there is super convenient.
You know, one of the things I like about it is that, you know, the customer obviously, you know, gets a notification. They can go on and make their payment. They can see what service we just performed. They can see when their next service is due. But it immediately can lead them right then to do a Google review. Mm-hmm. And our Google reviews have just gone through the roof because the customer has, I mean, there again, we're all busy. Life's busy, you know, and it just simplifies life, that keep it simple, stupid mentality. The customer doesn't have to go somewhere else to leave that review. Yeah. And what we have found, you know, if we went, and we've done it before, we've been on review campaigns because we know that's what makes Google and the world work today. Man, we've been in positions where before we've actually incentivized and almost paid customers to go give us a review. Now, because it's just all tied together right there, they just leave us a review. Mm-hmm. You know, and you know, and the other side of that is they're again 9 out of 10 they're a raving review, but by some chance we get one we didn't exceed their expectation. Either way, we can jump right on it, get to the bottom of it, solve it, address it, because it comes directly to us
a lot faster.
Yeah. You know.
And the technicians absolutely love seeing those reviews. So if you're a customer and you're, you know, contemplating, do I send it, do I not? Please jump on and give your tech a review. You know, they do see them every monthly meeting. We even print them all out and read them out and pass them around so they can see everybody else's reviews as well as their own. It's an awesome, well-deserved pat on the back.
Yeah, and we rave and rave and rave. I mean, every month when we sit down our monthly meeting, Lana prints those out and we go and read those. I mean, those never get old. I mean, everybody likes a pat on the back, likes those type of accolades. Man, it just drives that that ego to do a good job.
Yeah, and what I'm doing is worth it. You know, somebody's noticing.
And the other thing, and you know, as my son and who joins me on many podcasts, you know, one of his favorite sayings, and I can't take credit for it, is necessity breeds innovation. You know, we come up with a whole new problem that we never had to experience before by going to this software program, and that's it has a tip option for the customer to tip the technician. And this has never really ever been. I mean, I've been in this business almost half my life. Pest control was never really a big tipping industry like restaurants or other things, or, you know, your hair stylist or whatever. But, man, this tipping option, Corey has had to put in a no payroll line because of the guys' tips that they're getting so we can get them fed to them.
Yeah, so thank you to our generous customers.
Absolutely, and our guys are loving it because it's a nice little you know tick for them that they really really enjoy. We'll go to the next page and kind of talk about just office benefits. You know, Lana, I'll let you lead on that.
Yeah. So we talked about how awesome it's been for our customers, but obviously it's helped us in the office as well. The big thing is route efficiency. Before, it took forever trying to map out when we get a new customer, where in the route are they going to fit in the best? Because what's a big money saving thing as a company is obviously, as high as gas is, paying attention to how much gas you're spending getting from one stop to the next, and fitting in the correct number of stops per day per technician. And so this just allowed us to be able, you can see this is Jeff's route in a couple days in June, and just how easy we can group from day to day to day and make sure somebody's going to fit in the right spot.
Well, and the cool thing too, so that our consumer understands, the big companies don't care about that personal relationship, that your technician is whoever, Jeff or Denny or Presley or Daryl or Billy or whoever. Them, it's just constant tightening of the grid, trying how many stops can I get in a zip code, in an area code, in a geographic location to run efficiently. We still run that route by route, customer by customer, but this still allows us to be more route efficient within each technician and his customer base.
Right. I mean, most companies, if you had Billy, but then you moved from Wiley to Nevada, well, sorry, that's out of Billy's area. Yeah, now, so you're switching techs.
Yeah.
We have a few customers that have been with the same technician for 6 or 7 houses. I mean, they've for years jumped from house to house to house all across the Metroplex.
Yeah, I don't know how many times we moved with Tina Swindle, but we've moved around the world with Tina Swindle, and Denny's gone wherever Tina went. You know, that's just how we roll, you know. But in most companies, just the minute you moved out of an area, you would have went to someone else. But it still allows us to be route efficient within the technician's route and within his customers. There again, that may not seem like a big thing, but if you've been a customer in a service industry and that relationship is all predicated on the individual technician, we didn't lose that. And when we were looking for software programs, most of our software companies could not provide us that.
True.
They could not. So when we met with Field Routes, which their corporate office is in McKinney, and we've done that purposely as well because they're local, man, we've had those software guys in our office a multitude of times because they were literally recreating the wheel for us because we didn't want to take our control away from our technicians, still control their route within their services and stops and customers, but all of that still comes back to our foundational principles. So, we, kind of come down the list a little bit there. I'll talk about job pool. Yeah,
so the job pool is a little function in our system where essentially the ball is not going to get dropped. As a customer, you're not going to get lost. If your technician, forgets the click of a button and you don't get scheduled out for your next appointment, you're not going to disappear. It puts you into the job pool, and we check it, on a, if not daily, then weekly basis to make sure that everybody's where they should be, and nobody's getting left behind or forgotten about. Because although our technicians provide excellent one-on-one customer service, and I know they have special relationships with all their customers, a few of these technicians have, 600 customers on their own. So that's 600 people to remember.
And I think about, there again, back in the day when we first started the company 20 years ago, we started with literally almost like a Franklin planner with month to month. And, you service this route of customers today on March, and we go to June and you schedule them. All you had to do is just simply leave a name off and they fell through the crack. Mm-hmm. And and if you're dealing with a chuck in a truck and he's doing it manually, I mean, slip of a pen, you're lost. And this job pool or our system doesn't allow that to happen. If we get it rescheduled for the next reoccurring service, it doesn't allow us for them to fall through the cracks.
Yeah, that's been amazing for us in the office. I think we already talked a little bit about the streamlining of the billing process and the ability to hook up to more banks and how much faster our billing is happening now, not having to do as much manually. Everything talks to each other with our system, and which is fantastic.
And just the little things, and I talk about the little things all the time. I mean, it's on our postage, just cut down on us mailing out late invoices. I mean, now we can just communicate with them through the portal.
Right.
We don't have to send out, $1,000 worth of mailed documents to try to chase down money owed to us.
Yeah, and that's part of the customer communication too. It's a lot easier now for us to shoot a text message to the customer. We do our automatic reminders. You get one about a week out, you get another one about 2 or 3 days out. But on the next screen there, you'll see, our personal touch will never go away. That being said, we get our auto reminders, but your technician will still do a personal phone call or text message, whatever you prefer, the day before your service. That's never going away. We still have paper invoicing available. We have multiple customers that don't do email, and we get that. We will still paper mail an invoice if needed, and still receiving checks, which we found out recently a lot of companies are strictly going to credit card and online billing, period. They won't accept checks anymore.
Right.
But that's, we really hesitated to go that route because we know a lot of loyal customers of ours just don't do the email thing, which we understand.
Right.
And, obviously we're still in the office. We always have a person in the office, always a person answering the phone. You're not going to get automated service with us. It's me and Tanya and Corey hanging out in the office Monday through Friday, 7 a.m. to 5 p.m. You can always get somebody.
Yep. So as we wrap up today, we hope you, I know this was a little different to us. We technical talk a lot here on our podcast, but today we just want to give you a different look. As you're shopping for a service provider in the pest control industry, there's a lot more to it than just price. There's a lot more to it than just service. You may not be able to appreciate this today, but you go out and experience what some have to offer in this software and this portal that we have made an investment to be a leader in the industry. Just separates us one more time in another way. So we appreciate you guys joining us today for another Straight Talk with All Pest Solutions, and we'll see you next month.